Good morning, Stray here. Welcome to Indigo. We're here with your morning reading. Actually, we might be heading into afternoon because I had to get out and do some things. You know how this works. This is for entertainment purposes only. Of course, I still hope you do find some insight and guidance. There's pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Each of these is a gemstone. So the first one is jet. The second one is smoky quartz. And the third one is lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli. So pick one of these if it appeals to you, or pick a number, and we'll get busy. Claim your space. So that's your first directive connected to the jetstone. Claim your space. And now we're going to see what the topic is. Okay, so this is surrounding your second house, which is your possessions. I feel like also work could be in this. We have pentacles, so this is also about your work, what you do to make money, or earn money, or get possessions, or get abundance. The physical aspects, the material aspects of life. And we also have the High Priestess card coming up, so maybe that is what you do for work. Maybe you do something similar to what I do, or maybe you're a spiritual person. Maybe you officiate weddings. I don't know, but that's what we have on deck. We have a focus on career, on possessions, and on the High Priestess. So let's see what we have. All right, we have the Seven of Cups card. So a need for clarity in some situation. Maybe you've reached a kind of crossroads where there are a lot of cups in front of you, a lot of possibilities that speak to you emotionally, and you're just not sure which cup to follow, which cup is going to yield for you the kind of material support you need. Well, the universe wants you to know that you are enough, so you need to remember that while you're on this search. Stand up for what you deserve. You've been working too hard for free. So if you've been giving free services or free readings, I know sometimes we feel I need to do a certain amount of those out of kindness and also out of the kind of promotional tool. But make sure that you're not undervaluing yourself. Know your self-worth. It's definitely time to make some kind of decision. Now, I don't know if you had a certain question in your mind when you clicked on this, but you have a winter solstice card coming up and saying that find the light within. And if you're interested in something about timing, whatever you're working on, it might take a year or more to get where you're going, and that you need to tie up loose ends and validate feelings. That's what we have. All right, so this is a very brief reading. Your animal ally for today is the fox. So I don't know if you've seen foxes before. They're actually rather hard to see because they are incredibly gifted at staying unseen, at being camouflaged, at hiding. They're very agile. They're very graceful. Honestly, very beautiful animals. I've been fortunate enough to see them a few times, but it is kind of rare, honestly. They also have a way of having. They sometimes will have more than one home. They might have 1, 2, maybe even 3 different, or more. Places where they could call home, so that when they decide to have kids, they can keep them hidden from any predators. So anyway, it might be time for you to get in touch with that kind of energy. For you, maybe this means that it could be something as simple as not letting everybody know what you're up to. Sometimes people sabotage what we're doing on accident, on purpose. Sometimes they sow seeds of self-doubt. So it's time to just, get busy making your plans for the future and not being totally upfront with everybody about what you're up to. I know it can be a little uncomfortable, but sometimes it's necessary because not everybody understands your path, right? So it's time to adopt that cleverness, that being unseen part. And if you choose to work with jet, let's take a little look at this. If you choose to work with jet, you can use it to clear your physical space. So that could be your body or the room you're in. To clear away uninvited vibes, you just swipe jet over the affected area, so yourself or your environment, and tell toxic energies or spirits or tensions to peace out. Who might need this? Empaths and witchy types. It's used for grounding. And when might you need it? When asking for guidance from somewhere else. So like guided meditation, tarot session. Jet can take the edge off of a high vibe stone such as moldavite and serpentine. And it's a wise old friend to bring as your +1 wherever your triggers are sure to be on the guest list. So if you have to be in spaces that are very tense, it might be a great idea to bring a jet stone with you. Okay, well, I guess that's what I have for you, Group 2. I hope that was helpful in some way. Remember that you are enough, and make sure that you are getting your sustenance, for what you do. Even if your work is more on the intuitive side, it's still work, right? And if anything, it's not work everyone can do, right? All right, thanks, Group 1. Group 2, come on in, have a seat. You chose the smoky quartz as your gemstone for today. Arm your spiritual warrior. So you might be feeling like life is a bit of a struggle at the moment, or feeling under siege in some way, and that you're having to put on your armor. All right, so there might be communication coming in. This is the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords brings communications of important matters, especially like official matters. So pay attention to your email, to your regular mail, to phone messages. Also, if you're involved in any kind of contracts. So if you're signing documents, whether maybe you're buying a house or a car, getting a loan, maybe you're paying your taxes, I don't know, whatever the deal is, make sure you're paying attention to the details. The sword suit is telling us to pay attention to details. But something like that is coming in for you. Sorry, I have kind of 3 different groups here for you. We also have the category of service and health. So this could be either what you do for avocation, or this could be talking about your own health, or what services you provide for people. So anyway, there's a focus on that. There might be some communication coming in regarding that. And we have this Scorpio energy, which kind of talks about endings or transformations. So I don't know if you're going to be getting a communication about something ending, whether that's work or a partnership, regarding health or services. Just be on the lookout. We have the Aries card. So this is all about being passionate, direct, courageous. So you might need to, be speaking up for yourself. It's time to really embrace that sun energy, to get stuff done energy. And you might be needing to get creative. If you've been working really hard in the service and health industry, maybe you haven't had time for creativity. I don't know. I'm not trying to cause anyone alarm. I'm just showing you what the cards say. So there's something about a communication coming in regarding service or health, the 6th house, and it could be some kind of ending or some kind of transformation. It's better to be prepared, right? You might want to get in touch with your Aries energy, your sun energy, to boister yourself up and be able to get stuff done, and maybe embrace some creativity right now, as this new chapter of yours is unfolding. Okay. So your animal ally right now is the salmon. So the salmon are amazing swimmers, known for their perseverance because they return home against all odds, right? They during the course of their life, they left where they were born and they went out into the ocean or wherever they go. And at some point in their life, when they know it's time to bring in a new generation, they return home against all odds. I mean, and when they're even at their weakest point, they don't think they can go any further. They tap into this new store of energy to be able to make the steep climb. So, yes, there may be something, maybe you're already involved in this, or maybe it's upcoming, but there might be something that is difficult on the table, but you have the inner resources to persevere, and you're being asked now, if you wish to get in touch with, a guide like Salmon that would help you to be able to persevere through this chapter. And you can also work with the smoky quartz. Let's take a look at this one. So who might need this? Anyone who is a glass half empty type of person, or if you're feeling spacey, you can wear it as jewelry around your neck or in your pocket whenever you're certain to find difficult people in your path. Anything from uncomfortable dinners to conference rooms to subway cars. This is something that will help you feel a little more protected. If you feel like people are draining your energy, when you're at work or at home, wherever, if you're just feeling spaced out and drained, this is a time to get some spiritual armor. And the smoky quartz is one thing you could use. All right. Thank you, Group 2. Oh, geez. Did I skip something? I'm sorry, Group 2. Did I? Yes, I did. There's a little ant here. The beautiful thing about the ant is that the ant goes out and it's not even thinking about itself, right? It's thinking about the group. So that might be something for you as well. I'm sorry, I missed a couple of your cards, Group 2. I hope you didn't leave yet. We have issues of fairness and balance and justice. So you may either be involved in some kind of legal proceeding, or you may just be wanting to balance the scales in some matter right now. You may even be coming up against some people who are difficult. There's some personality clashes that might be coming up. Could be competition, arguing, or misunderstandings. And I'm so sorry for that. The good news is that better times are ahead. You have this Six of Swords. So you will be moving on to calmer waters shortly. There will be tranquility will return. You will be able to overcome hardship, and conflicts will eventually be resolved. In the meantime, get that spiritual armor and persevere. All right, thank you, Group 2. Sorry about that. Welcome, Group 3. You chose the lapis lazuli, a stone enjoyed by pharaohs and artists and many other types over the years. It's time to ascend to your rightful throne. So blue and purple are often considered royal colors. The topic for you today, we have a lot of different things here, but let's take a look. We have the Empress card. So this is all about abundance and creativity. Maybe you're embracing this energy, or maybe there's somebody in your life that embraces this energy. This is the divine feminine energy, this beautiful abundance, where nurturing, caring for people and animals and nature, and anybody can be in this energy, right? All of us can be in it. And when we create abundance, we share abundance, and we also birth new things. Sometimes we bring people into the world, and sometimes we bring ideas into the world. But it is a time for fertility and creativity. We have the Cancer, the crab here, with protection, creativity, and intuition. This could be somebody in your circles. And we have the moon, which talks about getting in touch with your intuition. And it also talks about things that we don't see, things we might not know about. So you could be very, in that very intuitive energy right now, because we have like 3 cards that kind of, suggest that. You might be getting into the flow, that very feminine energy, that water-related energy. We have water signs here. And you might be focused on things. And we have the 4th house twice. Okay, so we have things related to home and just getting into the flow and really just, being super creative. So that's a beautiful, it looks like you're in a beautiful energy. Let's see if we can get any other information about this. We have a King of Cups, so I don't know. Of course, all of the cards, whether that's the court cards or the major cards, we don't worry about gender so much. You just switch it around so that it fits your situation, right? But we have this traditionally masculine energy with the King of Cups coming in, who's somebody who is very empathetic. I can't say the word right now. Empathic, anyway. somebody who's who's got their emotions balanced and they're in tune with you and they want to be supportive. So you might have, if you're not already partnered, you might have a new partnership coming up and they are going to really get you. I mean, emotionally, they're going to understand you. They're going to be, they're kind-hearted, they're self-aware, they're diplomatic. They might even be a little psychic. All right, we have the Ten of Wands card. So even though you have this beautiful energy, you have perhaps been feeling overworked. This is the card of burden. So, you know, maybe you have someone coming in that's going to help share the load a little bit so that you won't be overwhelmed. The good news about this card is that it's not going to be forever. You know, you're carrying this big bundle, but pretty soon you're going to be able to put some of those sticks down. And we have the Page of Coins. Okay, so there's something that I'm not sure if this relates to your King of Cups person, but let's just pretend it does for a moment. We have this lack of follow through. So I don't know if this is maybe somebody who's very emotionally connected to you, but may not have all that you need. I'm not sure, but anyway, there's somebody in your life that it doesn't have, you know, they don't have everything all together yet. This could just be a young person in your life. This is the Page of Coins is traditionally a younger person. You know, all of our pages are younger and they're, you know, they're just beginning their journey. So they don't have everything together. How could they, right? They've just started. So this could be, maybe you have children. This could be could refer to one of your children. But anyway, they need to kind of work on their goals and, you know, get in touch with their common sense. There's a lack of common sense is what it seems to be saying going on with this particular person. All right, so overall we have this beautiful Empress energy. You're in this chapter of abundance. And of course, the people that come into your circle are going to also benefit from that abundance. So make sure that the people you invite in are going to add to the pot, so to speak, right? They're going to bring stuff home to put in the pot, you know, metaphorically and literally, right? You know, you need to kind of protect yourself because even though your energy is beautiful and abundant, it is for you and yours. And so you need to protect it at this time. There could be somebody in your energy that isn't totally being on the up and up about what they're up to. There's this moon energy. The moon energy can talk about our own intuition, but it can also talk about other people who aren't being totally forthright with us and their dealings, that they're hiding something from us. Whether that is this King of Cups person or this Page of Coins, I'll have to leave that to you to figure out. But whatever the case, you don't need to carry everything. You don't need to do all the work. You don't need to do everything yourself. So make sure that you are getting others involved in the work so that you don't exhaust yourself. All right. Now you have an animal ally here. We have the swan. So this is talking about loving fiercely. This is a beautiful card, isn't it? You've seen swans. They're very graceful. We sometimes think of them as solitary because sometimes you'll see them alone, but they're very much about partnerships and family. And if you've ever seen a swan caring for its family, they are very fierce. They will protect their family. I mean, it is, we went camping one year and we had a little family of swans that I guess was kind of based at our campsite. And so that was making life interesting when you go out to like make breakfast on the grill and the swan's about to come after you, and they can be aggressive when they want to be. Anyway, it's time to love fiercely, but also make sure you're protecting yourself and protecting your family. That's what I get from this. And if you want to, you can work with this gemstone, which is lapis lazuli. It's beautiful, first of all. Ascend to your rightful throne. Who might need this? Anybody who uses the phrase, in a past life, I'm totally convinced I was a blank. Cat people, Leos, where to put it? As spiritual armor who lets the world know that when I walk in the room, it's customary for y'all to bend a knee. So this is kind of queen energy. You know, you're being asked to accept that you deserve to be treated like a queen, that you've been working too hard. Maybe it's time to put your feet up and let some of these other people in your life do some things for you. That's how I'm taking it. And once again, this is not, remember, these energies apply to men, women, you know, all around. It's not gender specific. Okay, group 3. Well, that's what I have for you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you again soon.